Hey guys, I'm Elizabeth Newsom and welcome to my booktube channel. Today I'll be telling you guys about 4 really popular series that I have not finished. So the first series is Divergent, and I actually have a good reason for this. I read the first book and I liked it pretty well, but then I heard about what happens to Tris in the third book, and I was like, no way am I going to emotionally follow a character all the way through this and have that happen. Like, I couldn't handle it. With that said, I have read really sad books like Heartless and enjoyed it, but it's just, they take an emotional toll on you, you know? So I couldn't do that. Series number 2 is The Hunger Games. I read the first book, and it was pretty good. Okay, I didn't really get what all the hype was about. Maybe I was just being overly critical just because it was such a popular series. I don't really know. Haven't read it in a while. And then I read the second book and it was like, And I just wasn't really motivated to read the third book. I don't really even remember what happened in the second book. I kind of read it just to read it. Like, just because it was such a popular young adult series, and as a young adult author, I felt like I should probably read it. Maybe I'll try and reread the series again. Maybe I'd be more interested this time. I don't know. The next popular series that I did not finish is the Throne of Glass series. I've heard so many good things about this. I read through the first book. It was kind of interesting. Honestly, the first time I read through like the first chapter, and there's this really sassy assassin who's been in this sort of concentration camp this whole time, and she's kind of like sassing off to this prince guy, and I'm like, this is totally unrealistic, not sure I like the main character, and I didn't read any farther. Then a friend got the book, and she told me how much she loved it, so I borrowed the book from her. I read all of it, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it, and I was interested in some of the characters, but I never really got around to reading the second book. And I'm not completely sure why. Maybe it was several factors. Maybe it's because I wasn't really invested enough in the characters. They also had some runes and magic spells, and at that time, given how old I was, my parents weren't really comfortable with me reading about certain types of magic. So maybe that was also why I stopped after the first book, is that I just kind of felt guilty about reading about the runes and things like that. And then finally, there's the Legend series by Mary Lou. I read the series with my mom. I have a few series where my mom and I both got them on Kindle and kind of read them together because she really likes young adult novels, and she also adores anything with romance. So I read the first book or so, and then I talked to my mom, and she mentioned how at one point later in the series the characters sleep together, and she'd read past that part, and she might have even finished the series, but I didn't really feel comfortable with that. Even if it wasn't graphic, I just don't like it when the characters sleep together. Because, you know, true love waits and all that jazz. Anyhow, so after the first book, although I really, really, really enjoyed it, I dropped it. With that said, I know she's come out with some new things like Warcross, which I would absolutely be interested in trying out, because I know that's also gotten a lot of hype, and it's been pretty popular, and I've seen it a few times on BookTube, which is actually where I first heard about it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I didn't have a whole ton to talk about. That's because I don't necessarily have super good, long, lengthy reasons for not reading these series, even though they're really popular. There are some that I'd kind of like to continue, like the Throne of Glass series seems really interesting. Divergent, not gonna try that one. Hunger Games, maybe. And then Legends, probably not. But anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe because I post 1 video a week. And as always, I'd love to hear from you guys. In the comments, let me know about some of the popular series or books that you haven't finished and why. Let me know down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!